Hey everyone, Garrett from Xemelgo here at the Zebra Futures Lab, showcasing how our combined solution of Zebra hardware and Xemelgo software can be deployed to help customers from manufacturing through distribution supply chain, logistics, and ultimately into the retail store. So we're going to start showcasing our work in process tracking solution, and what this allows manufacturers to do is track where their parts are from order release through all their different departments, see it on the map, and ultimately incorporate some business logic to do things like improve on-time delivery, reduce their value of work in process on the shop floor, and improve their overall productivity. So where we'll start here, we're actually going to release an order. Most manufacturers have at least one piece of paper representing the job traveler if it flows through production. So we'll print a tag representing the order. So now that we have our tag printed, we can see on the label here, we've got our machine readable barcode, QR code, human readable information as well. And on the back, this is where we actually have the RFID chip and antenna. So that's what we're going to use with our mounted reader infrastructure in each department to automatically track the work order as it flows through production. So our first stop here after order release is fabrication. So we're using that reader to pick it up, and we'll show in software all the different steps that this tag takes on its journey from order release to a completed production order. So on the Xemelgo work in process dashboard, we can actually see a world view of all of our sites and also a department level view of what's happening inside this facility right here. So the same departments that we're tracking this work order through, we've got fabrication, assembly, inspection. If we click into any of these areas, we can see we've got a work order sitting here in our fabrication, and actually click in and start seeing the details on this. What we have teams using this for is they can use the map to start seeing at a dashboard level some business logic like show me work orders that are past due or things that are expedited to improve the performance of the overall facility. So here's that tag that we have printed, that Zebra 002 tag. We've seen its journey from order release to fabrication. It's been sitting in assembly for a few minutes. If we take that tag and move it to inspection, here we have an antenna paired with the Zebra reader, and we'll see that automatically update, mark the order as complete, and we can do things like feed that back into an ERP or an MES system to keep those two systems in sync using APIs. Inventory for our customers can mean a lot of things, and we've built our dashboard to be flexible to show that. So here we have our location hierarchy. Today we're in Buffalo Grove, but we can add it really as many locations as our customers have, many different types of inventory as well. So we showed supply inventory. So this is our grab and go stock room. We can do things like set min-max levels on items. We can do things like expiration alerts on chemicals or even bakery items, right? Things that expire, and use this to alert the user of their stock levels. The other thing we're going to showcase here is not necessarily supplies, but items in our warehouse. So these can be things like finished goods, larger items, things on racks and shelving. So inventory for us, again, it's just something that's consumed, right? Assets live around for a while, inventory gets sold or ultimately shipped to a customer, so that's kind of the difference there. Across the Xemelgo platform, we are taking the Zebra RFID data and enriching it with things like location history, transaction history, and other metadata associated with the RFID tag. Because we're cloud-based software, the only information encoded on the tag is actually that EPC or that item level identifier. All this other information here is stored in the cloud. So next we're going to showcase Xemelgo's asset tracking solution with the Zebra RFD40 handheld. Now for us, an asset could be anything. We are doing everything from tracking hundreds of thousands of returnable totes in and out of shipment facilities and distribution to production tools on the shop floor and even calibrated inspection equipment. So what we have here in software, we've got this drill number one. If we didn't know where this thing was, or let's say it was due for calibration or had something wrong with it, we can actually use the handheld RFID reader, almost like a Geiger counter, to locate the individual item. So here we have connected to the Xemelgo app. We start looking, I see a drill over there. It's not that one. Swing over here. We start getting a signal. We can pinpoint the exact location of any item that we're looking for. So here we have a grab and go inventory stock room. So all the items are individually tagged with RFID. And what this allows us to do is, instead of having to come out and count and make sure that we're not running low on supplies, we can actually set min-max levels and alert the team if something's running low, and use something like this RFD40 handheld to audit everything that's here. So we're looking for our items, we just pull the trigger there, and see we just counted everything in the stock room in half a second or so. So what this enables us to do is, instead of having your team count inventory, they can do more value add tasks. So we can actually build shopping carts based on what we're missing, so automatically reorder and replenish our stock rooms. A couple other features we have in software. Support's built right in. This connects to our live engineering team. We also have web-based documentation. So if customers and users have questions on how to use things, we've got how-to docs and oftentimes a video of how to do these common features, common tasks. Some other things, reports are built right in, the ability to manage your facility, add new detectors or RFID readers, change things, it's very flexible. We also have alerts, both SMS and email, so things like expired material or stock min-max levels. Basically, all those different use cases, we have the building blocks to send alerts, and we can customize and configure this for our different customers. So Zebra and Xemelgo, we have a lot of different customers, and their inventory takes many different forms in many different environments. Next, we're going to show doing a warehouse inventory audit of items on shelves. So to do this, we're going to use the same Xemelgo RFID audit app, but this time we're going to use an RFD90 with a linear antenna. So if we go ahead and start our cycle count, again, we don't need line of sight to see these. This is all using RFID. We can also get things way up high on the shelves here. So as we're inventorying our entire warehouse, we can get everything in just a few minutes here. There we go. We just inventoried everything in our warehouse. I will also note here too, we didn't pick up not only the stuff that's in our system, we also grabbed another 400 tags. So if everything were tagged, we'd capture that all here as well. So the next thing we're going to show here is order fulfillment and verifying the contents of an outbound order. So this is our shipment tracking dashboard. We have customers using this to do everything from make sure the right apparel items make it into an e-commerce order, a cardboard box going out to someone's house, or make sure the right pallets go into the back of a truck out of a dock door. So same software, different use cases. So what we have here, we have different orders and different stages of the transaction. So going from an order that's created to one that's shipped and ultimately received into a facility. So we'll show each of those steps, highlighting some different Zebra gear in each one of those. So we're going to use our Picklist verification to verify the contents of this outbound order. So we'll enter our order ID. This can be integrated and pulled from another system with our customers and associate it to a new pallet or outbound shipment. So this is our manifest of what is expected. We can see we've got our stack light here. If we start our scan, the reader in the table will start reading the items as they're added. So we're going to throw Xemelgo hoodie, some Zebra socks on the table. We'll see these things popped up that they're validated. If we thought that we were done, or if we were going to validate an incomplete order, we'll get notified in the user interface. We can have the alarm buzz, light turn on. And only when we have all of the correct items for the shipment will this turn green. We're complete, ready to go. So light will turn green. If we go ahead and submit this, this will actually print a completely new label that is associating all these items, doesn't matter how many there are, to one label. So this now represents the outbound shipment. We can use this to automatically track the order going out. So now that we have our completed and validated order with an RFID label on the outside of the tote, again, this could be a pallet, it could be an e-commerce order, but all the items are aggregated. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to send this out into our truck underneath the ATR where we're tracking directionality to know if this tote is coming or going. So we can go ahead and wheel it in, and this will mark the tote and all the items in it as shipped. As items are coming back into the facility, we can either automatically receive them in using an ATR or dock door portals, or if we don't have RFID at the facility or maybe it's a customer site, we can still leverage RFID and barcode and potentially even some manual checks on really any device. I have here the TC53E RFID, so this has an integrated RFID scanner in it. But what we're going to do is utilize our good receipt feature. So we're going to receive these items into our stockroom, use the barcode scanner to grab the tracking number on the order. So this will pull up the order manifest, the same thing that we validated on the outbound shipment. We see our tracking number. If we go ahead and start our scan, we've got this manifest here, so the same 3 items that we put in the tote. Start our scan, and we can actually validate all the contents inside this without having to open the crate. We hope you enjoyed the Zebra and Xemelgo RFID demo here at the Futures Lab. To continue the conversation, reach out to your account manager. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Thanks.